The information is presented for educational purposes only, is not intended to diagnose or prescribe for any medical or psychological condition, or to prevent, treat, mitigate, or cure such conditions. The information is only presented herein for entertainment and educational purposes only. Living Waters Wellness Center was formed after we discovered how to heal my own body from the multiple symptoms, including allergies, asthma, chronic fatigue, back pain, psoriasis, acne, hives, yeast infections, and finally, cancer. After 20 years of trying numerous different treatments, everything from medical to cleanses, iridology, muscle therapy, acupuncture, acupressure, homeopathy, naturopathy. These experiences led us to discover the recipe that became known as the 4 Natural Laws of Healing, combining multiple natural healing modalities to fully detox, cleanse the body, and then allowing the body to take the perfect nutrition to fully restore the body back to its innate health. This became known as the 10-Day Healing Retreat. We have helped thousands of people just like you get their health restored so they can live their life to the fullest extent. If you want to know what that looks like, go to livingwaterscleanse.com and click on the video 4 Natural Laws of Healing, or call the office at 208-378-9911. Good morning, everyone. David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, and your host of the Whole Body Detox Show, where each week we bring you the health information to help you understand the simple healing secrets you can use to keep your body well, allowing you to live life so you can enjoy every minute you are here on earth. There's no reason for you to suffer from anything. Once you learn the 4 Natural Laws of Healing and follow those, it has been my experience and belief that you can heal from anything. Learn more about that at livingwaterscleanse.com. Click on the video, the 4 Natural Laws of Healing. Watch that, have your whole family watch it, and learn and understand how simple it is to heal your body. Well, welcome to the show this week. This week we've been requested that we talk about, the second week into the year, how to eat right for your body. As the question always arises, well, what do you eat, David? So today we're going to take a few moments and we're going to talk about some simple things that you can prepare so that you can stick to your resolutions. And by the way, if you missed how to keep those resolutions this year, go back to podcast number 57 at Whole Body Detox Show, and you will listen to last week where we talked a lot about what causes us to blow off our New Year's resolutions. And that basically is the chemical and emotional addictions you've been keeping in your over the years. So it's really important to go and understand that, these addictions that we have, whether very simple, whether it be sugar or soda or whatever, they can be broken. You think about a baby when they come to earth, they have no addictions. They get learned, those addictions do, by the foods that their parents give them. So if you're giving them organic, healthy vegetables and foods, they're going to crave those. Conversely, if you give them the sugars and sweets and sodas and sippy cups of juice, they're so sweet with high fructose corn syrup, you're going to have a baby that's addicted to sugar in a heartbeat, and they'll be a sick baby. So let's talk about how to take care of ourselves this year. So first of all, take out a pencil and paper, and I'm going to write down and give you some basic, simple recipes that you can use to make instant, quick foods in your kitchen for your family. Okay, rule number 1, only buy organic. David, it costs more money. Yes, it does, for good reason. That inorganic food, in some cases, is just a bunch of poisonous, pesticide-laden junk that is going to affect you and cause you illness. May not be right away, maybe not even 2 years, maybe not in 3 years, but at some point in time, you're taking in those pesticides and toxins, those genetically modified foods, you are bound to get sick or get a cancer or get some kind of an illness. And definitely you're going to disrupt your gut and destroy the microbiome in your gut. And you don't want to do that. We're in the business here of helping repair people's guts. And I got to tell you, every time when I go through an intake form, here's some common things that you're all doing that you need to stop right now. Number 1 on the list, throw out the microwave. Yes, you heard me. Throw out the microwave. You don't even want to use it for water. It creates a toxin to your body. Your immune system is going to go crazy when you eat the stuff that you just cooked in the microwave. So stay away from that no matter what. Yeah, microwaves, guys, horrible device. I know I had to hear it several times before I got rid of mine, but no, there should not be a microwave in any homes whatsoever, not even for water, not even for just heating up, nothing. Zippo, you get it? I know I did, and I had to hear it, like I said, 3 times. So definitely throw out the microwave. Okay, so here you go. When you're walking around the store, you only need to walk around in about 2,000, maybe 3,000 square foot of space. When I go to I usually shop over at Fred Meyer's or Costco. There's only a few sections of that store that I utilize. Really, that store is probably 150,000 square feet, and I probably only utilize about 3,000 square feet of that. First of all, I go right to the organic section, and that's where I buy all my fruits and vegetables, all pure organic. You need to be eating organic food, especially for those of you who started juicing. One of the big things that people start off with right away with juicing is celery. Big kick to do celery. Celery is great, but it's one of the highest toxicity foods if you're buying non-organic. So you definitely do not want to buy a bunch of pesticide and put it in your belly and cause hormone disruption, thyroid problems, fatigue, psoriasis. So anyway, you got to get rid of that. So what do you use instead to heat things up? Look, I've timed it. A toaster oven, they cost you about $50, and it takes maybe a minute or 2 more to heat things up. If it's water or something, some other beverage you want to heat up, you put it on the stove. Really, it takes like maybe a minute or 2 more. Not very much time more. And it's so worth it. And once you get into the groove of doing it, you're not even missing a microwave whatsoever, especially once you understand how toxic these microwaves are. So stay away from that energy. All right, pencil, paper handy. Okay, first thing you want to do is buy organic garlic. You want to buy some of those squashes. You're thinking like, yeah, what do I do with these squashes, Dave? They're so big and their skins are so tough. How do I peel these things? Here's the secret, my friend. I'm just going to use butternut. Butternut squash is a kind of a sweet squash, but whether squash you use it, it's the same recipe. Really simple. Here we go. You're going to bake that squash in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour on 350 degrees. And once it's cooked all the way through, all you do is put a knife through it. You'll know it's cooked all the way through. Let it cool. Now you can peel off that skin, easy peasy. And once you do that, you can open it up. I cut it in half and I take out the seeds, throw those away. And then I take that and I throw that into my blender. And then I take and I saute up some onions and some garlic. And once I saute those up in coconut oil, I'm going to dump that into the container of the blender. And then I'm also going to add some chicken stock. Now, for those of you who are vegan, then you can get some vegetarian stock as well. I like chicken stock. It gives it a nice taste. I'll put some organic no salt seasoning that I get from Costco, and I'll put some Himalayan pink salt. Do not use regular table salt. If you have any table salt in your home right now, another toxin, go and throw every ounce of that out. It's a toxin. Do not eat it. Do not consume it. Get pink Himalayan salt. We have it here at the office. You can get a pretty good size, couple pound bag for, I don't know, $7, $8, $9. It's not very expensive. Really, really good for you. Very healthy for you. About 93 minerals in the salt. So something very important. Okay, so once you saute that, you put the chicken stock in the blender. I usually probably start with about 3 or 4 cups. You'll figure out how much you need. And then I just blend it up, and I've got hot soup just like that. Took me an hour to cook the squash and maybe a few minutes to saute it, and you've got hot soup, and you'll love it. Now, if you want to season it with some cayenne or some turmeric or some curry, have some fun with it. Find out what your family enjoys, and just experiment. And it doesn't matter which squash. Any of the squash in the store, whether it be a winter squash, acorn squash, same basic recipe. Saute some onions and garlic in the pan in coconut oil, and again, organic only. Toss in your blender, mix it up. You got hot soup on a nice cold day, and you're going to love it. It's a soft food. It's giving your diet a break. Now, something really important to be doing when you're eating your foods, especially the older we get, we have less enzymes in our gut to help stir up the stomach acids. And you need those acids to help break down food. So it's really good to be on a digestive formula like we have here at the office. We've been using Wendy and I for the last 30 some years. Makes a big difference, especially the heavier the meal you have. Now, for those of you who are on Prilosec or something for some antacid, stop this nonsense. I'll come in here, I'll show you how to take care of it in a couple of days. It's really that simple. Okay? You need to understand that is slowing down your stomach acids, which you need. So you're treating the symptoms the wrong way. What we want to do is we want to heal that. If you want to call the office at 208-378-9911, we'll we'll set up a consult and we'll show you how to do that. But and I've had people get off their meds after 3 or 4 days. Some have taken a bit longer, but usually it doesn't take very long if you do the right things. Be happy to show that to you when you come in for a visit. Again, 208-378-9911. Be sure you watch the video, The 4 Natural Laws of Healing, on our website at livingwaterscleanse.com. You want to understand thoroughly how the body heals naturally. And once you understand that, you've got the formula, you'll know what to do to keep yourself well. So that's some very simple foods that you can do for soups and so forth. We come back in a minute. I'm going to tell you about some of my other fast food go-tos that I have at my office. And if I'm, on a run, or if I'm out doing something like going skiing or refereeing or whatever I'm doing, I've got my fast foods I take as well. I'll share this with you when we come back in a moment. And if you haven't heard how we became to be, I wanted to share with you, you don't have to hurt anymore. Living Waters Wellness Center was formed after we discovered how to heal my body from multiple symptoms, including, but not limited to, allergies, asthma, chronic fatigue, back pain, psoriasis, acne, hives, yeast infections, and cancer. After 20 years of trying numerous different treatments, supplements, cleanses, iridology, muscle therapy, acupuncture, acupressure, homeopathy, naturopathy, these experiences led us to discover the recipe that became known as the 4 Natural Laws of Healing, combining multiple natural healing modalities to fully detox and cleanse the body, and then allow the body to take the perfect nutrition to fully restore the body back to its innate health. This has become known as the 10-day healing retreat. We've helped thousands of people over the years get their health restored so that they can live the life to the fullest extent. And that's why we're here each week, to bring you simple information, no 6-syllable words. Today we're talking about, what do you eat? How do I keep my New Year's resolutions? I want to lose a few pounds. I got some goals I want to achieve, whatever it may be. We're talking today a lot about food. Today we're going to talk about one of the things we teach you on the 10-day healing retreat is a very, very, very simple technique so that you can know what foods resonate with your body. For those of you who already have allergies or have symptoms to certain foods, that's the sign that you have a thing called a leaky gut. There shouldn't be any reason to have any allergies. I know I used to have plenty of them, and once I healed my gut and cleaned out my body and detoxified it and restored it, I don't have any allergies, guys. None, which is absolutely amazing. Because as a kid, I used to take a couple shots per week for hay fever and other weed allergies. And I had asthma so bad that sometimes I'd run steam in my bathtub just to get some moisture in my lungs so I could breathe. It was a horrible existence. But it's because of the bad things I was eating and consuming. And my body became really super toxic. And it took me a number of years to figure out how to heal it, which is why I'm here. So, when you begin this journey to switch your diet out from the junk you've been eating, or get rid of any cravings, I'm going to tell you the quickest, easiest thing you need to be doing is doing some colon hydrotherapy. That's why we offer a 10-day cleanse. And people will ask, well, what's it cost to do 1 colonic? What's it cost to do 2 colonics? Look, you need to understand, you need to at least give your body a chance. Doing at least 10 colonics is the smart thing to do. It takes 10 days to get all the way around the colon. So if you've got some severe illnesses and issues, then you definitely want to look at our 10-day healing retreat. If you're trying to get rid of some toxins right now, quick and easy, then definitely come in and sign up and get yourselves a series of colonics. We give you discounts the more colonics you buy. But I'm going to tell you, it takes at least 10 days. And I've had people come in here from across the country or from around the world, actually. And sometimes those people have stayed as long as 21 days, depending upon the severity of their illness. But I know this, if you follow the plan, the 4 natural laws, you can regain. I've had people come in here who can't walk, people who can barely talk, people that have so severe brain fog, people that just can't get to the day they're sleeping most of the day because they have no energy, people with Lyme disease, cancer, Parkinson's. And we see these people's bodies restore to health because they follow the 4 natural laws. So, okay, let's go back to what you should be eating. Obviously, fruits and vegetables, quick, fast food. If you're going to work in the day and you don't want to go out and eat the toxic food at the restaurants, then definitely you want to pack your food with you. So if you're an employer You should be providing a really quality experience in your little break room. Okay, you should have a good sized refrigerator. You should have at least a little place where they can heat something up. Obviously, at $50 for a toaster oven would be great. A little hot plate with a quality Le Creuset pan that doesn't have any Teflon in it. You don't want to be using these cheap pans. Give your employees the right kinds of foods, and that's going to pay you back dividends when their brain is thinking correctly. Most of you employers have got what? You've got the Coca-Cola and Pepsi machines and a bunch of Frito-Lay machines where they're dumping out all this basically garbage and putting a gun, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, their blood sugar's crashing. So what do? They grab another coffee or soda and their blood sugar jacks up again, and they're not doing quality work for you. You need to invest in your employees. You need to pull those Coke machines out of your break room. Get rid of that junk. All right? Do the right thing. You're going to pay dividends later. Okay, fast food. Simple. Carrots, celery, apples. I like to eat a little something. So I like to use hummus. So I'll have celery or carrots at the office, and we'll dip that in hummus. Or maybe some cucumbers. I've peeled the cucumbers, chop it up, put it in a bag, take it to work with you, put it in the refrigerator. And when it's snack time or lunchtime, there you go. My favorite little snack I'm going to share with you is, and if you got the sweet tooth, you're going to love this, is Honeycrisp apples. I get, again, only organic. I peel it, I chop it up, and then I use some hazelnut butter spread on those. Oh my gosh, is that heaven? That's usually something I have in the afternoon if I want to have a little something to nourish me at the moment. So Honeycrisp apples with some hazelnut spread or almond butter. Some of you, if you have the right blood type, I'm B blood. Peanut butter is not good for me. So, but O bloods, it's fine. So some peanut butter, whatever you want to dip it in. It's just a kind of nice little snack. Again, only buy organic because you don't want to put any more toxins in your body. We're already living in a bad enough toxic soup bucket already. Radishes are another quick, little easy snack food as well. Some of you are going to ask me, David, well, do you eat meat? Yes, I do. I'm B blood. My body really resonates with lamb. I do eat some chicken from time to time and also some steaks from time to time. But again, I only buy organic. And I can tell you, after being on this plan for the last 15, 16, 20 years-ish, my tastes have changed, especially once I started cleansing. My taste changed so quickly that my old diet, which consisted way back in the day of 6 Cokes a day, 2 peanut butter cups, 2 Snickers bars, I can't stand those foods anymore. McDonald's, I can't even hardly drive past the place without feeling ill about it because I can't eat that food anymore. Not at all. It's not even food, really. It really isn't. So today I have no cravings whatsoever because my body is clean. And I can tell you this, when you get your body healthy and get it cleaned out properly, when you eat something like a Reese's peanut butter cups, your teeth will tell you. My teeth hurt like bam, right then. It's like, what'd you just do to me? And here's why. The healthy tooth is secreting a fluid. An unhealthy body is pulling that whatever you're eating into that tooth, which is how we get cavities. So guys, you need to take a look at what you're doing every day. And once you get in a habit on a roll of this, it'll just become second nature. Just like what you're doing now, you're going to start craving the good organic foods. You're not going to want to go eat out. We used to eat out a lot. We hardly eat out now. There's very few restaurants that we will go to because A, we don't know what pans they're using. Most restaurants use these cheap Teflon pans because they're easy to clean. I don't want anything cooked in a Teflon pan. My body knows it. My face will actually sweat and get red if I eat anything cooked in a Teflon pan, which is because of all the toxins that's coming out of that chemical out of those pans. So you want to make sure you're eating a really good high quality food. And guys, if you do it right, it doesn't really cost you that much more. Most of you complain about the high cost of food because you're buying boxed stuff. You're buying all this, cereal. Look how expensive cereal is. It's crazy. Don't buy that stuff. It's garbage. There's hardly any good cereal left in the marketplace at all. There is one that I use. I get it at Costco. It's a pumpkin seed mix of some kind. I can't even think of all the different seeds in it. But anyway, I take that and I make myself some hot water in my teapot. And I put the hot water in there. I don't use milk at all. And I throw that in there. I let it sit. I'll put some hazelnut spread in there maybe or some almond butter. I might add some hemp hearts and some chia seeds and I let that sit. And next thing you know, I got myself, and I'll put some bananas, or I'll chop up some apples, or raspberries or blueberries, buy the fruit. I'll throw some fruit in it, mix it all up, and you got yourself a really scrumptious breakfast to start out with. It's also great fiber. So for those of you having trouble doing number 2, it's going to help you out on that end as well. So I think you'll enjoy it. And again, be careful. Even the organic wheat products, I find, are a problem for the gut today. And I got to tell you, we've tried this out in our own family and others, and I don't buy, even if it says organic, if it's got wheat in it, I don't buy it anymore. The farmers have completely destroyed the soils by using Roundup. If you want to learn about the glyphosate and Roundup, go back to our episode with Dr. Don Huber. Hey, we'll be back for the third segment. I'm David DeHaas from the Whole Body Detox Show on Living Waters Wellness Center. Stay tuned. We're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 107.5 FM and 580 AM. You can't treat the body and heal it a piece at a time. You have to treat the whole body naturally. That's why Living Waters Wellness Center 10-day healing retreat is so successful in helping what I call the incurables back to wellness. Here's what a few clients had to say about their experience at Living Waters Wellness Center.
For over a year, I've been dealing with gas pains, stomach pains, and it's been waking me up in the middle of the night, so I never get a full night's rest. And last night, after my first colonics, I slept through the entire night without any stomach pain or any kind of issues.
I suffered from migraine headaches for 12 years, once a month, and since I did the 10-day retreat at Living Waters Wellness Center 8 years ago, I have not even had a migraine. I've not even had a headache.
I had back pain on my left side for about 20-25 years. After the 10-day healing retreat, the pain is completely gone.
To learn more about the 10-day healing retreat, go to healingtheincurables.com or call the office at 208-378-9911. That's 208-378-9911. The preceding examples may not be typical of your experience and may not be right for you. Seek the opinion of a qualified healthcare professional before determining if cleansing is right for you. Welcome back. David DeHaas, your host of the Whole Body Detox Show from Living Waters Wellness Center, livingwaterscleanse.com. If you want to call the office and come down and do a free consult with us, I give you one free consultation. It's 208-378-9911. The reason why we're here each week is to give you the information and tools without throwing in 6-syllable words and technical jargon. Because really, at the end of the day, healing is actually pretty darn simple. Once I discovered that, it wasn't this complicated affair, we figured out the tools. And now we provide that in the terms of a 10-day healing retreat. And you definitely want to learn about how the body heals naturally. So go to livingwaterscleanse.com. Click on the link for Natural Laws of Healing. Watch that webinar. Have your whole family watch it. Had a mom call the other day, and she's got a boy that's 8 years old. I says, have him watch it too. He'll understand. He'll get it. I got great pictures. And I really explain it very simply, and I think even a first grader can understand how to heal the body naturally. And wouldn't it be great if everyone knew? I believe firmly that if you detoxify the body, you heal the body naturally, get rid of all these chemicals, get rid of that debris in the body, get rid of these pesticides, the liver's going to start functioning, your thyroid's going to start functioning, your Hashimoto's is going to disappear, your hormones are going to hum better, your joints aren't going to hurt. I've seen this time and time and time again over the last, since 2009. And so it's really simple. And I've got people that were told they're going to die in 2 months and they lived another 2.5 years. I've had people who were told they had 2 years max, and they're still living today. It's been 13 years. So if you follow these basic, simple 4 natural laws, you can heal from anything. That's truly my belief. That's been my experience. Anyway, we're talking about how to keep our New Year's resolutions. We talked a lot about it last week on the January 2nd edition of the show. You can find that on the podcast at wholebodydetoxshow.com. There's this chemical emotional addictions. You can listen to that on that podcast. I'm going to tell you, one of the shows that we did that's just been lighting it up was the interview I did with toxicologist Ashley Everly about vaccines. She had a vaccine-injured child. And you want to go back and listen to that podcast. I've had a couple of doctors call me and tell me, excellent show. So I want to listen to it again. Where's it at? Because she did a really good job of laying out the research that she went through, how her son repaired his gut, how he healed again, how he's functioning today 10 years later. A really very good show to listen to. And that would have been the week of, 3 weeks ago. So whatever that was, December 26th, I think it was. Isn't it? Okay, so we've been talking about what do you eat? And we talked about, replacing your microwave, get a very inexpensive toaster oven so that you can heat things up. And when I heat it up, I use pie plates. I throw my food, if I got some leftovers, if I'm cooking something new, I want to heat it up, I throw it in a glass pie plate and I put that in my little toaster oven. Do not use aluminum foil. Do not use any plastics over your food. Come on, when you're heating things up, you don't want those chemicals dripping into your food. And again, you need to invest in good cookware for your home. It's going to be a great investment. I like the cast iron Le Creuset baked enamel pans. They're going to cost you more money than a traditional pan, but they're well worth it. They'll last a long time. So we use those in our home as well as we use just regular cast iron from time to time. So it depends on what I'm cooking. And again, as I've emphasized over and over again, buy only organic. There's not many places you need to go in that store other than the fruits and vegetables and organic meat. I can tell you, when you start eating organic, and even in the meats, if I eat something that's non-organic, our bodies know it. My wife and I mean, boom, we know it. So once you get clean and you get well again, your body will start telling you too. And in fact, you'll just won't want to do it. You won't want to drink anything, eat anything that doesn't nurture your body. Which, by the way, sometimes people will ask me, well, David, is this good for my body? I say, well, why don't you ask it? Ask it. How do I ask my body? Well, on our 10-day healing retreat, we actually teach you how to muscle test for yourself. So when you go into the store, if you're looking at an orange, or like my son did years ago, he was wanting some Gatorade. I says, Michael, muscle test, see what your body says. And he muscle tests right there in the store, and he goes, oh, dang it. He goes and puts it back. He brings me another drink. I says, okay, what's your body say? And he muscle tests for it, and of course it doesn't resonate. He finally found something that did resonate. I think it was some coconut water or something like that. I don't remember what it was at the time. But we taught him at a very young age of how to test for his food. And you can do that as well. So come through our healing retreat. It's one of the many gifts that we give you. We teach you so much on this cleanse that you're going to get basically exposed to a buffet table of ways to heal and tools that you need to heal your body. I had a guy that had his small baby that had lots of ear infections. I said, oh my gosh, come on. Let me teach you something. And it's not going to be very expensive for you to clear your child's ear infections. And so we taught him about ear candling. And he was so excited and went home and used it. And of course, guess what? No ear problems anymore. Remember, our kids used to bring us, they get a little ear infection going, they'd come to me with the ear candle. Hey, Dad, I need you to do an ear candle handling on my ear. Okay. And so it became just the thing around our house, just a normal everyday thing. So again, those are just some of the little tools that we teach you. We provide you with so many tools. You will definitely get a great education. So something I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars learning, you're going to get it for not very much compared to what I spent. Anyway, you'll learn more about that at the 4 Natural Laws of Healing over on the website, livingwaterscleanse.com. So I mentioned just easy snack foods, drinks. Guys, look at, I like to drink a little something every day as well. So I've been experimenting lately. And I got to tell you, I don't do coffee unless it is organic. Coffee is the most heavily sprayed products you can get out there, as well as, of course, celery is too, as we mentioned earlier, and apples and so forth. But anyway, organic only. And so I've been experimenting with some this week. It's kind of okay. It's a product that's got chaga, I think, mushrooms, coffee beans, and I think lion's mane. Yeah, that's what's in it. So I've been trying that out, playing with that. But again, it's all organic. And again, muscle test yourself to see. And of course, if you don't know how to muscle test, you come to our cleanse. We'll teach you how to do it. Now, every once in a while, I'm in the office, I get a busy day, and I can't break free. And normally, I like to go home, take a break. My home's pretty close to the office, and have a salad or something, just have a little half-hour, 45-minute break. But sometimes I can't do that. So what do? This is the rare times I buy something packaged. But I have it here just in case, because I'm really hungry and I need something right now. And so I'll, again, buy organic. And I've got some organic soups that I have right here on the shelf, and I can heat them up in a few minutes, and that can take care of me. But I don't do it very often. Again, it's just one of those things that I keep on the shelf if I have to. But I don't like eating out of cans per se, because especially the longer it's in a can, there's still going to be some leaching off. Even the best foods you have, there's still probably going to be some leaching off. About the only things I really do buy canned on a regular basis is my garbanzo beans and my kidney beans and some black beans. And that's it. Now I could go and buy raw and do all that, but I don't. Okay, I pick where I'm going to spend my time. And then if I get caught and I'm out someplace and I just got to stop someplace and grab something to eat, and it's not organic, which is very, very seldom, but if it's not, 10% grace in all things. And what I do is I just say a little prayer about it and I bless the food up. I mean, I basically say, hey, let this food nourish my body. Everything that's nourishing, let it nourish my body. Anything that's waste, let it quickly go through as waste. So I'm just blessing it up, putting my thoughts of energy into it, and changing the energy of that food. And guys, it's a real deal, and that's what I do. And again, I don't have to do it very often, but occasionally, we get caught in those situations where, oh my gosh, look at that. A couple hours from home, I need something to eat, I'm starving, I don't have anything packed. That's what I'll do. Okay, we've been talking about foods to eat to keep your resolutions through the year. We talked a lot about the emotional chemical energy of crashing and not keeping your resolutions on last week's show. So you want to go back and find that in the podcast. We talk a lot about that emotional energy. But hey, one of the easiest tools I've found to start changing taste is a juicer. Now you want to buy a really good quality juicer. If you learn more about juicing, I did an interview with discountjuicers.com CEO John Kohler, who's got an amazing story of nearly dying and deciding, boy, if I survive this, I'm going to figure out how to stay well and I'm going to teach the world. And he's been doing it. He was selling juicers at the beginning in 1999, when the internet was just beginning. And anyway, he's got quite a story. It's one of our first episodes we did last year. But if you want to learn about juicers, what kind to get, what's the best, you can go listen to that podcast and listen to John tell you his story and how he came back. And he did it all with foods. In fact, it's all he does pretty much is just drink juice. And he grows all his own food on his property, a little tiny tract lot in Las Vegas. And he grows lots of greens. In fact, he's got a YouTube channel, I believe, called Growing Your Greens. You might want to check that out as well. So anyway, this is what I did years ago. I got some good, high quality masticating juicer. You want a masticating juicer because that's going to give you the most juice out of the plant, especially once you when you start juicing greens like kale or spinach and so forth. You want to get your money's worth. And if you have a centrifugal force juicer that spins at 10,000 RPM, you're not going to get near the amount of juice out of the plant. Plus, you're going to oxidize the juice. And what John does, and he teaches you, is you can juice once a week and then vacuum seal it in jars, and then you've got juice the whole week. And I've done that a few times. But mostly I usually juice every day. I'm going to tell you right now, my wife and I are on a kick. And we're buying organic oranges, and we're juicing organic orange juice. And that is like candy. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. But normally, years ago when I was starting out with the kids, I would do carrots with some celery and cucumber. And those are our basic three when we started. In fact, I think we probably started with just straight carrots initially, and we'd add an apple. So that's kind of a pretty sweet juice, actually. And so if you've got kids, you want to break into juicing and get them in this habit and get their taste changed, start with an apple and some carrots, and then later add a little celery, then add some cucumber. And then eventually you can start adding a little more stuff, green stuff, maybe some beets. Beets are great for clearing out the liver. You don't need much. When you first do it, maybe go with a quarter of a beet, and then you work your way up. And again, if you're toxic, you need to get the bowels moving. None of this stuff is going to success. You're not going to have any success in any of your resolutions until you clean out your second brain, and that's your gut. And that's why colon hydrotherapy is so doggone important. When you got old junk putrefying and rotting in your colon, things will eventually crop up like prostate cancer, colon cancer. You got a polyp, you got a tumor, you got a cyst. Your body looks for places to store these toxins in your tissues, and it usually goes to the weakest place. So no matter what you got going on, a lot of times we get tied into our symptoms. Oh my gosh, I got a cyst on my ovaries. It's my ovaries' fault. No, it's not. It's because you didn't poop well. It's because you ate too many toxins, and your liver says, look at, dude, I can't do it anymore. I'm going to give you something to wake you up. Your red light's going to be a tumor in your colon, or it's going to be a cyst on your ovaries, or it's going to be sore joints. In other words, your body is going to give you some signs, and you just simply got to detoxify. Look, I have people with rheumatoid arthritis, one of the toughest. They say, oh, it's incurable. No, it's not. It's not. I've seen it cured. Look at it. When you start cleaning out the body, start dumping these toxins, get rid of these chemicals, get your colon functioning properly. What I mean by properly is you eat, you should poop. If you're not, you got a problem. Clean it out. It's so inexpensive to do a colonic. It's really, really inexpensive, guys. So cheap. Anyway, we have packages. You can find those on our website or call the office at 208-378-9911. But look at juicing is going to be a way you're going to change the way your body craves foods. I did an episode about 4 or 5 weeks ago about a doctor, Hazel Parcells. That episode was on December 6th, 2021. And Hazel was a person who got very sick, and they told her basically, you're going to go home and die. And we can probably keep you as comfortable as you can. But she went back, someone listened to my body, and what'd she do? The word green came up. Green. Well, maybe I should eat some green foods. And so she started eating spinach. And her body craves spinach. So she's eating cooked spinach, raw spinach, spinach 24 hours a day. Her body just craved it. Well, there's a nutrient in her body craved. Now look at 2/3 of her kidney was gone. Her heart was swollen up. They couldn't operate on her. I mean, she was basically on death's door. And she began juicing and eating spinach, and her body completely recovered. She went on to live to be 105 years of age, teaching people with all her faculties to the very end, because she listened to her body and so forth. So anyway, that's on episode back on December 6th. Go find that on the wholebodydetoxshow.com. Look, you're made in God's image. You have an immune system, okay? You got to keep it up. And this time of year, you need to keep it warm, okay? How do we keep it warm? Well, if you've got cold symptoms, if your hands and feet are cold, that's a toxic body. Your blood's moving very slow, very turbid. Now, what you've got to do to begin with, you got to do what? Colon hydrotherapy. You got to clean out the colon, clean out the gut. We're going to clean up the blood. But at most of you, your blood has become turbid like a milkshake. You want it more like water. So there's, of course, supplements you can take, but I'm going to tell you it'll take years. If you come to our 10-day healing retreat, it'll take 10 days, and you're going to start moving things and start getting rid of all that candida yeast and all that fungus and all those parasites. And you're going to clean up that blood, and you're going to continue to follow the protocol afterwards. And over time, you're going to clean up your body. And you're going to clean up that blood. And the blood is the last highway. As I share in the video, the 4 natural laws, the 4th thing is provide perfect nutrition. Well, if the blood's toxic, if your colon's toxic, if your small intestine's matted down, what I call the shag carpet's matted down, the villi is what's actually called. The villi is matted down like a tile floor, you're not going to absorb the nutrition. Further, if your blood's turbid, you're not going to get the nutrition to the cells. You have 50 trillion cells that you need to fuel every single day. So you got to do that with clarity. Good quality nutrition from supplements, from the foods you eat. But you got to clean out the body first, guys. You got to clean it out. There's no simple way. You can do all the juice cleanses you want. Yeah, they'll give you a break. Yeah, you'll probably feel a little better. Water fasting, that's all good. But listen, I had a person that came through a water fast. He did 40 days, came in here, got garbage out for 12 straight days. Tons of junk. Felt so much better. And he thought he was feeling pretty good after his water fast, but he gave his body a break, which is great. But again, we've got to clean out the gut. We've got to do colon hydrotherapy. Colon hydrotherapy should be just as normal as having a shower every day, because you're doing a shower on the inside versus on the outside. And once you buy into it, and once you understand it, and once you experience the difference, you're going to fall in love with it just like we have. It's a great tool, really simple tool to use. If you're still nervous about it, come down, take a tour, or go on the website, livingwaterscleanse.com. Click on modalities, click on colon hydrotherapy. You'll see a short 10-minute video that shows you how a colonic is actually done. And that's what you want to do. Get over the fear. It's really simple, really easy. And again, it should be the first go-to when you get sick. Really should be. I just had somebody call and said, hey, I can't come in. I said, get in here, do a colonic. And they did. And they were, nose was dripping, their eyes were running, they're all swelled up, they looked horrible. And they came out 50 minutes later and I'm like, whoa, I feel so much better. Of course, 85% of your immune system is in the gut. Take care of it. Guys, I really hope you appreciate the show today. Again, if you've missed any part of this, go to our podcast at wholebodydetoxshow.com. I'll be back next week for another edition of the Whole Body Detox Show. I'm your host, David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, 208-378-9911. Living Waters Wellness Center was formed after we discovered how to heal my body from multiple symptoms, including allergies, asthma, chronic fatigue, back pain, psoriasis, acne, hives, yeast infections, and finally cancer. After 20 years of trying numerous different treatments, medical treatments, cleanses, iridology, muscle therapy, acupuncture, acupressure, homeopathy, naturopathy, These experiences led us to discover that the recipe that became known as the 4 natural laws of healing, combining multiple natural healing modalities to fully detox and cleanse the body, and allowing the body to take the perfect nutrition to fully restore the body back to its innate health. This became known as the 10-day healing retreat. We've helped thousands of people get their health restored so they can live the life to the fullest. If you want to learn how you can get your body back to living their best life, go to livingwaterscleanse.com, click on the 4 natural laws of healing, and watch that video, or call the office at 208-378-9911.